Okay, welcome to the BigD Friday Fight Night. This is one of many upcoming events. I'll be streaming this one, but otherwise doing future ones live. I'll switch between the Russian and the British as the sides change, so that way we don't stick with the same squad leaders each time. You'll hear some of that squad leader chat through, but I'll be keeping that there just to be able to ensure that we get some authenticity through the game. So, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get this one rolling, shall we? Alright, so today, as you can see, the map is AAS, playing Ethereal, AAS V1. This will be on the Russian side for this round, and then next round we will be switching over to be able to play onto the British, so that way we can change between the squad leaders, as I said. So we're flying around, trying to get as much footage as possible. Kept all the names up so that way you can see who is who as we play through, and then try and get some good shots of it at the same time. So let's see how this one plays out. We've got on this side a lot of lag and ULD members, two of the clans that are through the BigD community scene. So let's see exactly how we got this one played out. For this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squads we're looking at. Squad 1 is by Nazrat, Squad 2 is by Yogurt, 3 is the King, 4 is Big Daddy Jerry, 5, which is Hilo 1, is going to be Discernings, and Squad 8 will be Mr. Toxin Head. Alrighty, so by the looks of it, we're going to be having Squad 3 pushing over to the eastern side of Yev. Probably dropping in the heli by the looks of it. Let's try and see who is where. So Squad 1 looks like they'll be pushing far, trying to get a forward cap.
Who's covering the back end?
Straight into the Yev.
Yeah, last squad will. Beautiful. You can always drop a guy at each of the caps, man.
Looks like they're keeping one heli in reserve, and they're just going to use the logics.
And then just drive to Yev, I reckon.
So,
go get a fob up for Yev and Ethereal on the west, or on the northwest, possibly. Might be good.
It's going to be a pretty strong attack.
You could probably chuck a fob up.
They're going to be doing quite minimal there. At west. So if we move over now to the British side, you can see Squad 1 is commanded by Stinky Jim.
You could probably go...
Squad 2 is by Infinity. Squad 3 is Art. It looks like they're trying to get one of the warriors there, which is by Yuri. And Squad 5 is run by Corvair. So it looks like they're running 2 helos, and they're actually going to be pushing for a pretty hard attack at west. By the looks of this, I reckon it's probably going to be a bit of a stalemate here at West Petrivka. They're definitely going to take that point, so let's get the perspective from the Russian side this one, and then when we switch over, that will be for the British side. So let's see how these guys roll. Let's just increase that speed a little bit so I can fly around the map a little bit quicker. Alright, you will see active chat through this whole time. Going to keep it as real as what we possibly can. As we can see, oh no, they have changed course. Squad 1 and 2 on the British side. Looks like they're going straight for west Stepney, so this is going to be a pretty hectic flight there. So let's follow along with Squad 5, see how they land, see how this drops down. They're going to run to 2 yellow straight away. Considering most of the action is going to be here at Stepney, let's follow this along and see what happens, shall we? Okay, so we can see Squad 1's yellow is firing over on the Russians. Here come the British. They're dropping soldiers there, they've already got a hab down. Looks like they may not have... They did not drop any supplies. This is not going to end well for these guys, unfortunately.
Just hover, land, and then...
Let's see what happens here. Quite a cluster at the start. Unfortunately, Squad 1 was only able to get the radio down.
East of fucking you.
They weren't able to get that hab down.
Engaging Black Hawk.
Oh, that heli looks like it's on fire. They're not going to be able to get that supplies down, I don't think. Oh, they might be in luck. They did the ammo first, rookie mistake. They're now hitting the supplies. A bit late in the party, but they probably can get that hab down. See what's happening over this side. Agus may have found where that hab is. He's able to take out Nutty Boy. Very good shooting on his behalf. He's cut straight through. So it's a bit of a stalemate here at Stepney. Oh, and it looks like that there is nobody on West Novo whatsoever. So they are not backcapping. Squad 5 was able to get a fob down, but I think they might have DC'd after that. That is definitely going to impact them. The Russians are going to cap all the way through. Very little resistance.
I reckon you go for that wide flank now, Yoga.
So unless the British are able to double back, spawn off that hab at East Novo, they're not going to be able to cap that very well. Let's do a bit of backtracking, see how they're going on the back foot, on the back caps.
Right in the middle between Lower Pit and Yeb.
By the looks of it, absolute little resistance. They're spanning out, making sure that there is no caps being contested and that there is no fobs. This is looking quite well. That's a lot of the lag clan there, doing all those backups. Let's follow back with the action. Oop, let's get over to where that Spandrel and that Warrior are, as you can see on the far east side. Increase the speed a bit, get there a bit quicker. That Spandrel will definitely hit him.
Warriors on the far east road.
Let's see what happens here. So Spandrel, I think, hit.
We got that northern radio. So Warrior far east on the road.
So Brodog is in the Spandrel, facing up against the Warrior.
Chuck a Warrior.
Just on the east road, apparently, near Brodog.
That's against Yuri and Adler. Let's see what happens here. Warrior's probably going to get jump on Brodog.
This Rodog may help, Joe. It was good.
So no, he's not fucked up.
Oh,
So
That's reloading.
so Brodog is by himself there. He either needs to get a good view up on him, otherwise he's not going to get that shot off. Let's fire at the Warrior's tracks.
On that note.
I think he knows that he's here. He's going to get the jump on him for sure. There he is. He's got the jump. No other vehicles coming to assist. He's by himself. Brodog is doing all he can to get away.
Oh yeah, they're coming on this side, south of the end. Make sure we got some on the curve. Maybe just send a few of your guys east.
Let's follow this action.
Yo.
The British have successfully backupped and are pushing now onto West Stepney, where the Russians are still trying to take lower, and that'll go into Yev. So it looks like Brodog's trying to get a vantage point.
Not sure where that Warrior is now.
He's definitely searching for him. Let's see which way he's facing. So he's trying to search a different way. Let's go back to some other action. smart on Squad 2's behalf. Squad 2 being led by Yogurt. Getting that backwards hab there behind the scenes.
They'll probably have a fob. I bet they've got
Squad
a fob
5 though,
like
putting
there.
one on the west hand side. So they're really trying to wrap around this point here. Lower has been capped by the Russians, so it's now onto Yev.
Where's that warrior going?
Not sure.
Squad 5 led by Corvair. Getting a nice little cheeky hab off to the west hand side.
Just rock
It's in a
up
good
on that
location.
radio, yo, and you'll kill
Yeah,
Last
eyes on
place
warrior.
is saying
west
it.
side.
Yeah,
East
I'm
side.
just going to move a lodge away from the house and
Engaging
we're
now.
going off.
Yeah, sounds good.
As you can see, so Squad 2 is moving that lodgy away. They might be trying to get another one to the eastern side potentially. Or they're just moving away to be able to attack from the south. So, Warriors here. Looks like the action's going to start there.
That has was a guess, yeah.
Warrior just took out, by the looks of it, it was a BMP. Russian BMP. But Brodog appears to be
Warriors
bringing
taking
up
that.
on the eastern side.
Should be able to finish that.
Yeah,
Warrior's quite damaged though. If he can get a good angle behind, he'll take him out.
crashed.
Right, we got so much pressure on. We're stepping right now. We're going to start stepping as soon as this.
Let's see what these guys do.
We're halfway through the kill. Yeah, okay.
Very low health.
Infantry, southeast, southwest of you. Southwest.
Oh, if Brodog had to just stay where he was.
We have to confirm on that half mark. Fob mark, is it accurate now? No longer a go. No, it's just rough.
It looks like Brodog is holding point. Nope, he's still going. This is a game of cat and mouse, this one is. Let's see what happens here. Down.
What capping stepping?
That brings that one to an end.
There's low numbers in that hab.
No other warriors. I believe it's still, yep, still at main, so they have no other vehicles in play. It's just a Spandrel now.
Head mark accurately out southwest.
Let's get back to the action. It's all fighting over West Stepney.
Jerry, please.
Currently under British control.
Copy. How you doing?
Let's see if King is able to get this. Very well done by the King. They've definitely located the fob. Crimson getting the kills. That hab
Just
would,
a hab here. If you wanna cover me, I'll dig up.
hab would
radio.
definitely be proxied by now. Russians have done very well to be able to neutralise this area. They've eliminated most enemy forces from it.
Go hand it, I don't mind.
Only a handful left.
Ожидаем приказаний.
One target behind the heli.
Just had enemies try and flank round towards lower.
Oh, Dragon's going to get hit if he's not careful. Uncle Wong over on the
This
western
one,
side.
Heli. I don't know where he is.
When
Shooting.
probably 30 seconds away from neutralising.
East of the hat on Stepney right now.
Very close.
No, I don't think so.
If you back up, Jerry.
Hab is proxied and they're taking it down. That should go down any second.
Someone needs to react to these guys pushing the habits.
Very well done. Oops, under the layer.
East.
Steve's taken over for the Russian heli. Appears to be a 30mm battle.
Назначен новый командир.
Sorry, disregard 30mm up against the Hab.
Alright, I agree.
Squad 4
Can you,
with
launching?
Big Daddy.
Fly? who's the commander? Yeah, ice cream. You should go set up a rally for East Sydney. I'm not command with that logic. I don't. It's just me.
Plenty of infantry around. At 30, better be careful.
We got the pop going on West Sydney. There's still that southwest one.
We might lose that fog on. Yeah, for now.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of guys rocked up, but it doesn't.
Some of ULD and Fortis guys trying to flank around. If they're able to flank around and take out that northern hab, then that may cripple them a little. However, they have neutrals, so one thing we notice is that most of the forces concentrate on the West Stepney area. There is nobody trying to get something on the forefront. As you can see now, there's a heli in play and another warrior. The heli appears to have found the hab for the Russians.
I want to fucking lift in the third once we catch them. Pushing out Stepney hab from the west. Naz, you should jump in that 30 mil, just move on to the next cab. Yeah, I can lead rock now.
I think Fishy Ghost was just floating around a bit, not too sure what his intentions are through there.
Trying to fly over.
With the warrior now in place, these would want to be careful with that helicopter. Let's see if that warrior notices his presence.
Radio mark southwest of Stepney.
Radio north of Stepney. Radio north of Stepney.
Yeah, so let's go read that also.
There's a warrior.
There's some good contact shots. Warrior's taking down the helicopter.
Chopper landing in you.
Looks like the Russians are very much concentrated in the centre of West Stepney and are quite surrounded. The hab to the northwest has been proxied. Let's see who's on that. Blackhawk being engaged by the 30 mil.
We can get a heli on east over somewhere when we rock up, then put a fob on the southeast side.
I just got shot. The other one's probably like...
Appears to be a British hab taken down by Russians on the northwest side of Yev.
We will get the hab on Yavinka. Got it.
Very much in control in Yev, but being quite hit hard on West Stepney.
I just shot down the other heli to 2 minutes off respawn. I'll drive a truck down.
Okay, yeah, so...
Let's see how some of these shots on the ground are.
Somebody moving just across west, mate. Beautiful. Yep.
Oh, that's a trade. Oh, he's on the roof. He is on the roof. You can see, very well done by King,
Full squad here.
who will control and
Save
recover
that
the area.
Tanks up in a minute 30. It's TK, Tox.
We're digging down the hab, but they're going to get that one back up. Very well done by them. Okay, so we have a warrior coming in on the southwest side of Stepney. Let's see what this does. Enemy hab was just taken down for the British. Looks like Crimson, Nardi and FJ took that one out pretty well.
That's what we should.
They're laying very low. Good shot to the rear. Minimal damage.
Yep.
Nardi cleaning up in that area. Can probably revive his teammates.
There's only two. Fuck it.
He's back on. Where do you need it?
Scout cover to the north. Ooh, let's go on that front lines. Looks like they're doing a push on Novo. Let's see what's going on over there. British side has got about half the amount of tickets than what the Russian do. They're definitely controlling this one. So we've got a 30 mil there, and then we've got a Logi coming in. Hopefully that 30 sees that, which I don't think is going to single man by the looks of it. No, drill man, but has not seen it.
Oh my god. I'm dropping waters just southeast here, so I'm just fucking in front of that. You go in a sec.
Completely missed him. He hasn't seen him yet. Might turn around. They'll probably get a hab up before then.
He's north of you, he's gone down the hill. Like,
Yeah,
up by my
yeah,
mover.
yeah.
Yeah.
Snipe mine.
Oh, they moved to the wrong area. They put a move mark thinking the Logi went north, but actually went south. Very well done by Art.
I'm just gonna wait out here for you, Steve.
I don't know where that Logi's gone.
So you can hear they don't know where it went.
He must be south side with Stepney. He might go to gas, dude. He's probably gonna go gas.
Yeah.
Let's follow this one along. The two Logis are about to butt heads between Steez and Art.
Oh, he's here, he's with me, he's just passing me. Pole squadron. I made them.
What the fuck?
Nope, Steez has been hit. Both sides by Plasmus and Art.
Okay, I'm just gonna push it.
None of the warrior, sorry.
What was that, Steve? Was
None of
that...
the Russian vehicles are coming back to help them.
They
They
didn't go Logi, it was like full squadron.
Okay. That's right.
Warriors back to Yev. Oh, let's see if it hits that heli. Let's pay attention to that real quick. Let's see if the Warriors are able to hit that high for that Russian heli. I believe he's RTBing. Oh, he's trying to engage him. Looks like the friendly hab is going down. They were able to cover. Let's see if Crimson can do this. Doesn't look like anybody's still alive, but it is proxied, so they would have taken the radio down a bit.
Where about?
Warriors heading to East over.
I'm here. I'm here. Let's get that radio up. I'll get radio
Warriors
up. You get
marked
raises.
roughly on the main road.
Yeah,
I got the guy that was killing us.
Very well recovered. Looks like that Logi was able to wrap all the way around and get to the northeast side of West
I
Stepney.
might head back to main and grab that BMP, it should be up in a couple of minutes.
Tanks are up as well, that is beautiful.
I might run east, Steve, and just try and meet up with you.
So Russians are able to get their T-72 up.
Braydog hasn't seen their fucking tank.
British have not yet recovered their tank. It's not yet in play. Squad 3 is pushing from the east. Squad 1 is there. Oop, by the looks of it, an A-10 has just been placed over the Russian hab. Let's keep an eye on this one. It is placed directly over, but because it's inside, let's see how much it takes out. Very well done, brought it down to stumps. Let's see what this 30 mil's doing. It's engaging. They did manage to get a hab down.
Squad 3, I'm dropping supplies on the west end here. You can get that bread.
Yeah, care east of West Sydney.
Spectre boys leading that one.
On Squad 6's move mark.
Squad 5 heli is just still sitting there. It's gaining a lot of attraction.
Sorry, Agent, my squad mate's not there.
Looks like West Stepney is the defence. The attack by Nasrad does not seem to be too challenged, so let's stay on the defence for this one. That was a missed shot by Chaos. Let's watch the defence attack for now. Only hab they've got on the south, the one on the point is down, so let's see what Art's able to do. Less than 100 tickets now for the British. He knows where the hab is. He's going to see if he can get them before they dig it up. He spotted it. Fence is too big to jump over.
See if we can boat the Chelly out.
He got the hab up.
Give me a minute, man. I'll let the
Gets them both.
Yeah, we're just clapping this hab right now for each other.
Squad 3 leader King is around.
Had got property on Stepney for a minute. Good place.
They've got some sort of vehicle around this area, just been getting shot at.
Yeah, I guess you got an eastern fob out.
Got the numbers. Ooh, that's a tank. Let's hear how this goes.
Set up on the west somewhere, because we're having a bit of trouble on the east. They're watching this one.
They may recover that with your manifest there, so the tank is here. What is he engaging?
Yeah, I just flew over west, there's nothing there.
You might want
that problem.
maybe radio there, but with the fog close. Copy.
Let's watch his shots, see what he does.
Stepney's proxy again. Get rallies up on Stepney.
No vehicles in the way. It looks like mortars are primed and ready at Yev on the Russian side to be able to hit the British. Yet again, the Russians are now on the west side as well. They're doing very well at being able to get the habs up in the right place at the right time.
Tell Braddock to mark the tank, just say that.
Excellent. So the British tank and the Russian tank are now both in play. Let's see if they're able to engage together. That would be good. Right now we're going to move to the front line. I'm going to see if we can watch their attack on East Novo. See if the recovery of this hab though on our way. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 against maybe 2. Now 1.
BMP's back out now.
Up, blue Kiwis coming in on the western side.
Roll ups, try and help he's on step.
Dragons down by Art.
Gonna go try for that.
Kiwis coming on the west side. This will be a contested point.
So we can kill anything in Stepney.
See what Kiwi can do. They've yet to find the radio, which is located there. But Art's on his way through. Ooh. Unlucky shooting by Kiwi. The attack is now on Novo, so let's push off this point. It's probably lost. Let's get onto the attack. Very well placed hab on radio. So it looks like we've got the Challenger rolling up straight on radio front and centre.
think it's gone in.
Whoa!
I'm right here. I've got an 8
Very good shot.
got it. The hab's underneath.
Very good shot by who's on the gun, but looks of it, it will be Yuri.
I've got guys sticking the radio.
Straight onto one of the Russian helis, and that was not Steve's.
They've got a ham on West.
They're smart, they'll switch to X. No, he's using high explosive directly on the hab. One rocket hit. Barely tickled. Didn't do any damage to the hab either. They're quite contested, this will be the point to hit. A lot of open ground between these guys. Not a lot of cover. Bulldog's coming up behind the Challenger, and here comes the T-72, so this will be an interesting fight to be able to see what happens. Bulldog is 2-man, so they're smart, they've got someone on the gun. If they're not careful, they'll get domed off. Only 60 tickets left on the British. So if these Bulldogs and tank go down, that's going to cause some issues. Oh, no, he's going to... Took one out of two. They just jumped out. Probably not the smartest move. There's another one out. Trying to get their men up.
ME radio's gone.
Nardi down.
To West ME.
And they have overrun this point. It's very little...
Should also about to get
Very little
West
British. It's about even. Very well placed by Corvair.
Dennis Novo, just offloading spot.
Here comes the T-72. Challenger has probably the better spot because he's in the cover. It's going to be a Bulldog versus Challenger. Bulldog and Challenger, sorry, versus T-72. Steeds has been engaged. Very nice flying by himself. This is definitely a point to keep an eye on.
East to west, isn't it?
Point is being contested by most of British, sorry, most of the Russians, very little on British, so let's see if they're able to get a back cap on this.
Could you just get that fault? East to west,
C's put himself in harm's way. Missed shot.
That's on east, isn't it?
I just fly over the tank and set radio tower.
Looks like it's just trying to get a point on it. That will give the T-72 good vantage point by looks of it. He's gone to the southeast, trying to get up high. Let's follow along with the T-72's movement.
Are we neutering east?
Double track the BMP. Now we're doing on east started. We got the radio down on East Nova as well.
He gets a good vantage point. He's going to be able to get a nice good drop on that Challenger.
Guys, we're stepping in.
Russian radio on radio tower went down.
Need to block him for a bit.
You're gonna swing by East Nova for a flop drop.
Yeah, come in.
I'll do a flyover, you drop, look around, come in.
Yeah, challenges on East Nova stairs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna not stop. Get ready.
I've got supplies in the slot.
Yeah.
So by looks of it, Steve's is trying to draw the fire, so that way they can then engage. Bit of a costly move, let's see what happens. Oh, it's been tracked.
Charlie's track.
Get ready.
Yep, ready up. Still need to block. Let me know if you're blocking with Sydney. Are you blocking?
Steve's better be careful. Challenger is not looking at him.
Do you have any supply?
Here comes the T-72.
I mean, yogurt.
Whoa, there goes Steve's.
I got one there.
Here it goes. One shot, very nice. shot by the looks of it. Challenger's one hit away from down. Ooh. There it goes. That brings the conclusion of round 1 of 2. Russians win by 250. Dominating majority of the match, but it was quite well contested on that West Stepney middle point.
How's that
Good
for
work,
Rex,
guys.
mate?
That was easy.
Alright, so round 2. Switch teams sticking with Russian, so that way we get a bit of communication from the other side. We are playing Armature AAS V1, quite a popular map, very well balanced. We've got a very nice spread of one helicopter, several vehicles, so it's very nice to be able to get some battles outside of the city. Very dangerous to be able to bring the vehicles inside because there's many buildings, many little murder holes to be able to take out those vehicles, so it's not recommended going straight through centre, especially in the main highway. Quite a death trap, a lot of obstacles in the way, so let's see exactly who rushes where and see if this team's able to bring it around and go for the win. So let's follow the map, see exactly who's rushing where. So the helicopter is manned by Steez. So it looks like Steez, some of them did switch for balance just to be able to ensure that it was more of an even fight. By the looks of it, Squad 4 has yet to place a mark exactly where they're going. Looks of it, the Squad 3 will push that way with the Logi. Normally you can get helicopters in between these points and can quite easily fight off police stations very well centred. A lot of spots to be able to drop the heli. So they're doing a nice good fob spread on the Russian side to be able to try and get a good balance. Always best to put them on the eastern side instead of the attacking front. Doesn't look like the US side has yet placed a marker down as to where they might go, but let's see exactly where they push. Yet again, we'll have another quick look at the teams. Russian team is as so. And US team is as so. Few yet to spawn in on that Russian side, the US side. Same with the Russian, but round has started. Let's kick it off. Increase the speed a bit of a bigger map. As per usual, let's follow the helicopter in. That'll be the first engaged contact. By the looks of it, the helo's gone for a very, very strong rush. Straight to Main Street. Not sure where the US Squad 3 helo is going, but there's no markers yet of its indication. But it could be dropping at Main Street, so... Oh no, sorry, I got that wrong. Squad 3 is going to be pushing. Helo is going for a bit of a safer police. Might be trying to land on the roof. Very well played by themselves. It's up high hat placement, so they're not going to be able to get it very easily. Let's follow on the US side and see exactly where they're going to be placing it down. Ooh, bad move for the helicopter, definitely too close of a spot to land. If they try and repair that, then that's not going anywhere, so interesting move by themselves. Alright, some action's about to hit. We've got a 30mm and a Logi literally running into each other. That's going to spell some bad luck, unfortunately, for the US side. Oh, that was unfortunately a squad wipe. Not a good start for those boys.
Release marked roughly.
So they've got a very dominating lead, the Russian side does. Very well executed rollout. Unfortunately, there is a bit of an imbalance between the Russian and US. A few have dropped off.
Release right on move mark, over.
One hit on the Bradley.
On move mark.
Sorry, it's on it. It's marked. Marked exactly, pretty much. Copy.
Squad 5 to the north. As I said before, bringing these vehicles into that main town, this is what happens. It's a bit of a tricky situation. You can see most of the Russians are surrounding him. 2 lats, and that would spell quite disaster for him, unfortunately. .30mm on the Russian side is going straight through the centre, just carving it up. That helicopter will not be recoverable there, so hopefully they destroy it so they can use it later on. Oop. Squad 1 is going to be running into a 30mm by the looks of it. This could spell some disaster. No, they're able to evade. .30mm BMP. So let's see if they're able to get around there. As we knew last time, the squad here, their entire squad was destroyed by the 30mm. So if they're able to get a foothold down, then they'll be able to bring this back. Which they were. So let's see if these guys can get a hab down. If they get a hab down in time. Oops. Which I think they actually stepped on an enemy hab by the looks of that there. Yep, they located an enemy hab, so I'll take that down and probably place one of their own. Let's bring ourselves back to that Bradley, which is now destroyed. Very tactical, very well placed by the entire Russian team. As you can see, they surrounded it fully.
Get out of here, fucking dragging me to my death.
I'm gonna give you the enemy.
One lat, and 1 lat against them. 2 lats. Might have recovered his heli. As soon as he starts that, the rotors will come straight off. Oh! Ton of vents, that was a hat. Shot straight at the Russian 30mm. Shot by... Don't let your dreams be memes. Very well shot. So... looks of it, the US at the moment have a hold on Main Street. And the center point police was now capped by Russians. Quite spread out. This is going to be anybody's game. Whoever gets wiped on either side is going to determine the match. By the looks of it, majority of the US side sit here on police. Let's see if they're able to bring this back.
Bragging rights are on the table.
Let's see what happens between Sleek and Neil. He's distracted by someone else. Oh yeah, Neil takes him down. There's no bragging rights in that, Sleek, sorry. Let's see if Crimson's able to do some damage. Just evaded. Guns up. Oh, trade.
Southwest.
Trying to get a hab up. That's Travesty and Comrade. If they can get that up, they might be able to get some forces into this point, start controlling that police station area. That is for the Russian side. Looks like the US were not successful in this move, and it might push all of their forces back. Looks like it's quite minimal. There's Neil on that point. A few stragglers up north, but otherwise the main fight seems to be on blockade. No active enemy vehicles, so the helos are able to fly around with no issues at all. Looks like the Russians and the US are back to the normal 35-35. Oh, and we are BMP versus infantry. Let's bring it down to ground level. Let's see some of this infantry. One hab it's reduced to with a lot of US forces on there. And that's right with the grenade by the looks of it. Overhand, overhand. It is not successful. US are able to hold on to that point. Ooh, with a twist, and that is a very open hab placement for the Russians, but that will probably get the foothold. As you can see, we've got a couple of surrounding hab placements. US does not look like they're having a good time with this one. Scout car versus a striker. Oh, striker took down that scout car, but will burn at the Let's watch the Russian front fully surround all of the US soldiers. The BMP in the centre. Hab is now overrun. Nazrat pushing in again.
I'm on top of Hab, like a proxy.
Hab is overrun.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is red.
A few more soldiers left. One left, I think.
No, friendly.
Fucking no. Remix, that was a good shot there, very well done.
He's dead though, he's separate.
Group
Friendly round.
All US soldiers down on this point. Looks like Squad 5's trying to put a hab placement behind. UAVs in the air for... I believe that's the Russian side.
There's definitely Dutch running around there.
Can we get get a...
See if Minefold and John Howard can get us down.
So what was the question?
Fight will now be over compound as
Can we
all of
get,
the
verbal
Russian
on the
forces push in.
south of Main Street?
So very well executed. Unfortunately the US had a bit of a rough start, but they're trying to reset.
Roger, roger.
Just 400s and... Oh, no.
Interesting tactic running from main when they should just take that transport vehicle. Unfortunately this will, they've gotten the logic here, so that might be the transport that they're using. If they can get another hab placement down maybe to the south, they could probably just try and attack it from both sides, get a bit of a pincer movement going, but by the looks of the spread, this unfortunately won't happen. Let's watch Squad 3 take on some of the other forces over this side. They're already down. So let's look at Micah, see if he can take out any of these good shooting, taking out Sleek from at least 100 meters. But that will have Squad 3 start aiming towards him now. Looks like he's going to play this one safe. Squad 3 will make their way over. And as you can see on the map, the Russians have got an A-10 rocket strike that is going to go directly over that hab that the US just placed down. It's going to be a bit of a rough blow for them. Micro's under a lot of shots. Bit of panic shooting. Let's bring ourselves over to this A-10. That will unfortunately see the demise of that radio, hopefully. If that Logi still has half supplies in it, they might be able to get another fob down. So that's probably going to be the complete overrun of the Russian side. Got a full Logi there, ran by Yogurt. If he can wrap around, they might be able to get another fob down. Let's follow his path. He's seen by Corvair. Have placed down by Yogurt. Get someone to dig it, but Corvair has seen it. He's going to come around. Cormac down. Oh, 10 events. Lord was able to take out Corvair, so we'll get this hab placement up. They'll get a foothold to the north. Let's watch Squad 3 try and take back this area. Desert Base was able to take out Remix. We got a transport truck with 2 US soldiers, so not much coming in, so I'd say they'd be relying off that spawn to the north. And the only action now seems to be between compound and their main, so no US forces behind here. Let's follow this path. So if Cast is able to take out Desert, dropping down. As we can see, majority of the US force has now spawned off this one spot. So they've now got a hell of a job trying to push directly south into compound. Still a lot of tickets to go, but once that compound has been capped, then the ticket bleed will be about 60 per minute, so 1 a second. So still doable, but a miracle would need to be able to push out of that. It's like squad 3 is trying to push around on the outside. Let's see what purple does. Face. He's now got a few boys behind him pushing in.
Are they spawning on... They're spawning on the they have.
Very good shooting. By the looks of it, they have... Eamon was able to locate where that radio was, so that's probably going to be a bit of a hot topic for them to try and find.
If we really want to rub in the victory, I got an RD in 10.
As we heard from Stinky's got an RD in 10. Game may or may not last that long. Compound starts to be capped, they're not going to be able to push
Shot a
back.
radio up north. Copy.
Let's watch some of the gunfights that seem to be mostly on the northeast. Chaos is probably going to see unbuild first. Oh, he's able to get a headshot on him. Heli went down, but what from? Oh, tanks are in play. Let's get an over on this, side by side. That was the tank versus the BMP. Against the... what do we got? The Abram. I believe the T-72 is not yet in play. There's an T-72 is not yet in play. That's a bit of a win for the US.
They have markets, thank you.
Hopefully they can use this Abram to be able to get some footholds back. Let's focus on the ground for the rest of this. It's going to be a strong push by the looks of it on this northeast side. Corvair looks like he's pinned in by Don't Let the Beams Dreams of Beams. Might be able to peek and dome in. Very good shooting. US Black Hawk is up. I'm not too sure how much good it can do at this stage, unfortunately. Got now the UAV, so an artillery strike might be coming soon. Well, compound is capped. Tick bleed will start probably pretty soon after this. Follow some Abram movements. It's risking a lot by coming this close to compound. Purple is a lap. He's able to hide. Yep, he's got his hat loaded. Probably should have had that loaded first, but he's down. Very good shooting by the Abram. Move back onto the front lines push. one lap to the rear armor. This looks to be some desperate moves on the US on the side. Got a big cluster of the Russian soldiers here. Looks like they're just trying to fortify down. That was an A-10 strike on the US side. Didn't even see that run down, but it was a successful hab. Took it past stumps all the way down. Radio though is indoors, so untouched. That US heli is going to take a lot of fire. Just rocket. Abram may have been traxed or just did a 360. And the ticker bleed starts. That will end the game in approximately 30 seconds. It's a tank versus tank. Last minute battle. Abram versus T-72. Oh, hit to the front. As you can see, this one was a lot more of a wipe. The Russian side was able to take it by 337.
What are we going to do? How we call it? 11 down. Oh, with one more kill, dude.
No, you...
With the
I take the
15 and
title.
0.
You piece
I
of
take
shit.
the title.
Назначен новый командир.
The world's best.
Alright, and that will conclude our Friday Fight Night. That has been the 2 rounds. It was won by either side, so that was good. Draw 1-for-1. On behalf of everybody from BigD, thank you for those that joined in on Friday's Fight Night today. In the future, we will be doing live streaming events for these ones. Wasn't able to get a time delay on this one, but otherwise future ones we will be able to put a time delay live feed so that way we can get some action going on in game so you can just see it in real time. Otherwise this one was just a slightly delayed just so we can get the proper platform done for you guys. So thank you very much for joining and we will see you next time.